Hey guys, this is episode 16 of my chat app using Ionic 3 and Firebase series. And in this episode, let's see how to send messages in a group. Okay, so this will be rather a long video, guys. So if it goes too long, I'll cut it into two parts. If not, I'll just give it as a single episode. Let's get started first of all. So yeah, this is how the Firebase structure looks right now. This guy has created two groups, and in one of the groups he has added two members. As you can see here, this tester3 and Jim, two members are there, and these are just the instances of those two members. This is how we have programmed so far. So continuing from where we left off, this is where we left off, right? So in this page we need to provide like a chat interface. We need to give a area for typing the message that is to be sent, and then we need to provide an area for showing all the messages, a scrollable area for showing all the messages that have been sent in that particular group, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Now what we can do simply is take the interface from the previous one-to-one chatting that we created, right? We'll just take the style and interface from there and then modify this accordingly to fit our new thing. Okay. We have that class for bubbles, and we also have a footer at the bottom. This is the footer. Let's go ahead and write some code, and then we'll come back here and change in order to fit the value which we receive from our backend into this particular HTML page. Okay, this is just, I'm just creating a interface, that's all for now. So I'll get into group chat.ts. Once we send a message from here, no, first we need to display all the messages that are present in the message board. We also need to have a provision in order to send the messages to between the users, right? So first I'll add group message, okay. I'll have a variable called wires. Just a minute, guys. Yeah, I'll have a variable called new message, and inside group chat.html new message ng model, write your message, add group message. Just add group message, okay. And then what else? New messages here, add group message, this dot group service dot add group message new, this dot new message. We'll write that function and then come back here. So we need to have one more function that also shall be right now itself, and then we'll write that now itself. This one's here, right? This dot group service dot get group messages. Okay, this dot group name do we have? Yeah, group name. Okay, now we'll go there and write these two functions. First one is the add group message, right? Add group message, what was that? Add group message, new message. Inside this, now I'll open this so that you'll understand it better. Now there are three locations where we need to add this message. One is the message board of that particular user. Suppose this guy is sending the message. Okay, what's this guy's name? Jim, right? Suppose Jim is sending the message. He has to add that message first to his message board. Then he has to get the owner's ID from here, travel to this guy's message board, add it here as well. Under this first group, he has to add it under the message board, and he has to get a list of all the members and add it to their individual message boards as well, so that everyone has a copy of the message and everyone can see that message from his device. So that's what we are trying to achieve here right now. So first I'll this dot fire group dot child child firebase dot auth dot current user dot uid and dot child get the owner, this dot current group name dot child owner dot once value snapshot where temp hold temporary hold equals or temp owner equals snapshot dot val. Okay, now this will have the owner's UID. Then what we'll do is this dot fire group dot child, we need to add that message to that particular person's message board, right? So that's what we are doing here. We can simply copy this, I guess, rather than typing it fresh. So I'll copy this, paste it here, dot child message board, right? Message board, what was that? Message board only, right? Yeah, message board. Dot push. What are all the stuff that we are going to push? First we'll push the usual stuff, sent by message and timestamp, right? Okay, instead of message we will have the message, and other stuff we will be pushing as well, because one-to-one it's just between one person and one person, right? But in a group chat we need to tell the people who sent that message, right? You get my point, right? We need to also tell the people who sent that message. So there are two ways to do this. One, you can find out from that UID sent by UID, or you can get that UID, go into the user's collection, and then get the user details from that collection and display it in par with the message. Or else simply you can store the display name of this particular user as well. This is not a recommended approach, guys, because this is like storing the same value multiple times, right? This is not recommended approach, but for now, just for a demonstration purpose, we'll do this. And we'll also store the photo URL, firebase dot auth dot current user dot photo URL. Okay, not this. Okay, so now we have stored in this particular person's message board, this Jim's message board we have stored. Next we have got the owner also. From here we will get into this owner's instance and store the message in his message board as well. So for that I'll just click give then here, and then once that is done, what we'll do is this dot fire group. First we'll check whether if temp owner not equals Firebase, because if it's the owner then we need not do the same action twice, right? Current user dot uid. You get my point, right? If it's the owner, then the owner will first push it to his message board, then again he'll get the owner of this group, then again he'll traverse to the same thing and push the message instance again. So he'll be having two copies of that same message, right? We need to avoid that, right? That's a scenario we need to avoid. That's why I'm using a if statement here. If temp owner not equals, then this dot fire group dot child temp owner dot child, this dot current group name dot child message board dot push, again the same stuff as here. Okay, so far so good. The next thing we need to do is get all the members of this particular group and then push the same message to all their message boards as well. So we'll do that. We'll first get the members. This is where the push ends, right? So this is where the if statement ends, and then after this I'll do this. This dot fire group dot child temp owner dot child this dot current group name dot child members dot once value. Okay, and inside this what we'll have is we'll have a temporary storage location, temp members equals snapshot dot val. Temp members will give outside so that we can, this will be an async call, right? This will be an async call, this statement. So it's better if we just temp members will be an array, right? So this will be not an array, this will be an object rather. This will be an object, right? So what we'll do is, rather than temp members object, we'll have this as an object, and then for where key in temp members object temp members dot push temp members object of key. So now I have the same members as an array. Now if this is an array, what we can do is we can simply, I'll do a then here, and then we can simply do a post message, let posted messages equals this dot. This is what I was telling in my previous video, guys. When you have to make a multiple number of async calls, never do that inside a for loop, because that might result in a data loss. I'll show you how to do that if you are planning on using promises. This dot what was that, temp members, not this dot, just temp members dot map item. Okay, now inside this this dot post messages item, send the item message, new message, and the I'll send it within a promise, return new promise, resolve. Okay, now we need to write this dot post messages, right? This dot post messages, and inside this the UID, not this dot, this is simply post messages. Oh my god. Inside this we need to remember message callback. This dot fire group dot child member dot UID dot child, this dot current group name dot child member message board dot push. Inside this I'll simply add this instance, one second. Okay, this is done. This is instead of new message, I'll do message, and dot then CD. Okay, a very simple, very simple piece of code actually. What we are doing is we are simply getting a list of promises. We are returning a list of promises, and for each promise what we are mapping the item here, right? So for taking each element in this temp members, that is each element is nothing but this guy. This inside the members there are two things, right? Two objects, right? So this entire member or members object is returned here as in the snapshot.val. What I am doing is I am pushing it inside an array. Once I get it as an array, I am simply using a map function on that array and then getting it individually as items. I'm passing these items along with the message and a callback function to a separate function. What this does is it simply pushes the messages to each individual's message board and then resolving it. So this will prevent the data loss in such a scenario where we have to place a multiple number of async calls. This is one of the simplest methods. If you are familiar with JavaScript, you probably know this very well. This is one of the techniques to avoid callback hell. Callback hell is a situation that will result when there is number. Anyway, once this is done. Promise dot all posted messages dot then this dot get group messages. Where is it? Oh, we haven't yet written it, right? We'll write another function called get group messages. This dot current group name, and then we'll resolve it. Okay, yeah, this an enormous thing has been done. Okay, now if there is another thing, right, the members list will also have that particular guy also, right? If this guy wants to send a message, his own UID will also be inside this members list, right? So we need to avoid posting a duplicate copy of that same message to his UID as well. So what we'll do is we'll simply do a check here. If item.uid not equals firebase.auth.current-user.uid, we will do this entire thing. Okay, and then both of these are showing errors. Okay, now this dot get group messages, we need to write get group messages group name, and inside this dot fire group dot child. This is very simple. Firebase dot auth dot current user dot uid dot child this dot not this dot group name dot child what else, child message board dot on value snapshot, and this dot will have a separate thing called group messages. Temporary message holder equals snapshot dot val, and then for var key in temp message holder this dot group this dot group messages dot push temp message holder of key. Okay, now we'll have all the messages inside the group messages variable name, and what we'll do is this dot events dot publish new group message. Okay, so whenever a group message has been added successfully, then it will call this function. This function will publish this function will get all the group messages of that particular user and then publish this new group message event. So if we just listen to this event in the screen, then we can simply get all the messages, right? So we have written a chunk of code, guys. You'll understand this code better when we run our app. So just kindly bear with me for a few more minutes so that we'll finish off this screen part of the coding as well. So already we not buddy chat, group chat, right? In group chat what we will do is inside the constructor, once we have done one here also you need to do. Wait, we will get this few more stuff we need to get, guys. This one we didn't get so far, so I'll copy that, paste it here. Oh, didn't give that as well. View child content events public events, and then what else? Scroll to function is not there, so I'll get the scroll to. And then in here I'll write this 10 okay. Now this is done, right? Oh, add group message, too many D's. Now this is done, right? Yeah. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll write event listener inside the constructor right after this one. This dot events dot subscribe. What was that? New group message. What was that event? New group message, and then a handler function. In the handler function we'll write we'll have one group messages, all group messages here as well, and then inside this dot all group messages equals blank array, and then this dot group messages, this dot group service dot group messages, this dot all group messages equals this dot group service dot group messages. Okay, then after this is done, this dot scroll to. Okay, this is done as well. Now what we'll do is we need to get the all group messages inside this, right? All group messages, and then this buddy.ui, this is for alignment, and then we also have that image or not or something like that. Oh, that is for sending the image messages, right? Image messages also we can send. That's pretty much easy, I guess. Where are we? Okay, we'll first finish this off. If there is time, we'll send the image messages. For buddy.uid, we can't get a buddy.uid, so we'll simply make use of the current thing itself. We'll import Firebase here and then make use of that. Import Firebase from Firebase, and then here align UID for alignment, and photo URL this as well, and then this dot align UID equals Firebase dot auth dot current user dot UID, and this dot photo URL equals Firebase dot auth dot current user dot photo URL. You get what I'm doing here, right? We need to get the photo URL and UID, and then using this we can align to the left or right. The other messages will get displayed on the right and our messages will get displayed on the left. You get my point, right? You will see that when we actually run the code. Now we'll get here, and then instead of this buddy.uid we'll simply give, what am I doing? Align UID. This is just photo URL, and this is again align UID. This is again align UID. This is again align UID, and this is all not photo URL. This is okay. This is item.photo URL, since we have that photo URL in that message itself. Yeah, okay guys, now that image is alone pending, right? Image will, for now we'll simply, what can we do for the image? It will ask for this message, right? If image or not is true or false, something like that. Oh my god. So yeah, what I've done here is I have simply removed the checks in place for finding out the images in the messages that are being sent, and then let's just run this code and see what happens. Okay, so consider that these are three different guys. Okay, the first browser I have logged in as this tester4 guy, the second browser Jim, and third browser is this tester3. For those of you who are wondering how, if you open it in incognito mode, it will treat it as three different browsers, which means that you can log in as three users. Okay, so in the first group, if you view the group info, these two guys are members of that particular group as well. Okay, so what I'll do is first I'll go here and enter these two groups and then type some message. See, you are able to see that the messages are being transferred in the group, right? See, for example, in real time, right? You get my point, right? You saw this. I am typing more messages to show you the scroll as well. See the scroll across the screens as well. You see what's happening here, right? So yeah, there we have the group chat, right? We can chat any sort of messages. Okay, cool. But notice, if you notice one thing, guys, we are not able to see who sent that message. These two guys have the same profile picture, this default placeholder image, right? So in this case, we don't know who sent that message, whether it was sent by this guy or whether it was sent by this guy. So that's the point of which, that's the whole point through for which we created a, wait, I'll show this display name and photo display name, right? So that we can see. Also, I told you I'll show you how to use this timestamp as well to display the time, like in WhatsApp or something. We haven't seen that as well, right? So let's go ahead and see that now. So let this be as such, and then what I'll do is okay, no, time, right? Time, what we'll do is we already have the timestamp arriving from the DB inside the group messages. So all we need to do is we need to simply iterate through that, convert the time into a readable format, and then display it on the user screen. That's all. So let's go ahead and do that quickly. I'll show you a very simple technique to convert the timestamp into a formatted date, guys. You can probably do this make this as a pipe and then use that pipe there. But here to shorten this video, I'll simply write the code logic here itself. So for var key in this dot all group messages, now we'll have this each and every individual message, right? So every individual message will have a specific timestamp. So what we'll do is In the HTML, simply add after this h3 an image, simply add a paragraph, small item dot time slash small slash p. Copy this, paste it here as well. Now we should get the time on the let's see whether it happens. Now let's see how this appears. Okay, it appears as undefined nan and then nan. Let's fix this. Okay guys, what's the error we did here? Why is it showing undefined? We'll check whether just saving it as timestamp and then simply using time here. That's the problem. Use it as timestamp and then here also put it as timestamp and then there also use it as time. What is it? Timestamp. Now run the code. Let's see what happens. Now here I can simply show it with one thing, right? Wow, you get the date and the time in which that message was sent, right? For example, the time is now 2:43. Let's send a message now. Time check. See, you get the message time perfectly at the bottom as a small pretty thing, right? So let's add the, before checking for the other guys, let's add the display name to that as well, so that we'll have a better looking, you know, h6 style will have different colors. Style equals color medium purple. Same thing if it's that guy, then I'll have medium violet red. Okay, so some sort of a different color, and everything so far so good. Let's see if this works. I'll open another window as well. Wow, you can see that it looks cool already, right? So if I send a message from here, this guy is tester 4, right? I am the one. Then it shows tester 4 and also the time in which the message was sent. Here also, this is the other guy, so it shows the medium violet red color, right? Now if I send I am Jim. Oh sorry, this guy was Jim, right? Oh, so I am tester 3. I am Jim. This guy is also tester 3. Oh my god, once again I did that same mistake. Finally. So yeah guys, rather than playing around, you understand what we have done here, you realize what we have done here, right? We have created a wonderful working group chat where we can add members, delete the group as well, leave the group, we can view group info, we can send messages among the guys, and then also each and every message will have the name of the guy who sent it, his avatar URL, and the time in which the message was sent. A lot of cool looking features. Yeah, this is what I wanted to show you guys today. The video is already too long. This is almost around an hour, I think. I'll try to cut short it into 2, or if not, just I'll upload it as the final video of this series. Why am I repeatedly saying this is the final? Because if you remember in the first video, even before the first episode I showed you a video and I told you that this is exactly what we are going to build, and I assume that I have shown you how to build everything that I demoed in that video. So that's why I'm saying this is going to be the last video. Before that, should we see the image sending as well in the groups? Image sending is not much of a thing, guys. You just need to filter out the image. Should I show it now itself, or if I need to show it then I need to connect my mobile as well? Maybe I'll show it. Sending images is pretty much simple, guys. I'll try to explain it completely within 2 minutes since my laptop battery is running low. So let's start. First of all, we need to add a button to send an image, right? Instead of add new message, I'll do add group message, and instead of this I'll add this dot group service dot add group message, add group, what happened, add group message MSG. Okay, and image store I need to get the handler, right, and the loading control also I need to. Okay, now this will store the image and then clear the new message as well. Now to find out whether it's an image or not, we just need to check it, that's all. If this dot all group messages of key, since this is running inside a for loop, this will be applicable to all the items inside that this group messages dot key dot, these all will cause problems when running through hundreds and hundreds of messages, guys. This is just a demo version of how you can do it. When you get to optimize it, you should load only like the previous 25 messages or previous 10 messages and then use like an option like an infinity scroll or something. Then only it will be running in an optimized way, in a perfect way. Otherwise the app will become too slow. I'm saying it now itself. Okay, this is actually a bad practice of coding. I'm just giving you a demo so that you'll understand it, how this entire group messaging concept works, how this chat concept works, and how you can build it very easily using Firebase as the backend. Okay, now let's move on. Start all group messages dot key dot message substring of 0,4 equals HTTP, and then here I'll have an array called image or not. Okay. No need of key. Image or not. Okay. Else. Fine. This is done, right? Now we have an array full of Boolean values. If there is an image, then that will be true, so that this will get displayed in as like an image. Right? Perfect, right? Let's run this and see what happens, guys. For this I need to connect my mobile, so I need to sacrifice my mouse here, and my laptop battery is literally dry. 9 minutes is there. Okay, I'll quickly connect my mobile and then try to run this and then screencast it and then finish off this video. Okay guys, I'm back. Connected my mobile and my mouse is now out. Anyway, yeah, you can see that it works fine from here as well. I'm sending a message, hello from mobile. See, scrolling works perfectly in the mobile as well, right? So now the actual reason for connecting the mobile is sending images. Let's try sending an image. I'm clicking on the camera icon and then choosing an image. You get the point, right? The image is probably too big. We should give the user an option in order to play around with the sizes of that image. But anyway, you get the idea. You get what I'm trying to say here, right? I'm able to send images from my device into the group chat as well, and it will get displayed in the group chat as well. You get my point, right? You got my point, right? We can send images in this way as well. We need to probably give an option to resize the image so that it does not get displayed in the original size. Anyway, yeah, so we have seen how to send messages, send images, add members, delete the group as well, leave the group, and lot of other stuff related to this group chats. We have also seen how to do one-to-one chatting as well, and we have also seen how to create, where is it? We have also seen how to do one-to-one chatting, how to send friend requests, how to accept requests, how to ignore requests, how to create a screen for this profile screen with a logout option and all that, and how to do authentication for this. We wrote this app basically from scratch, right? Probably this video is going to be too long, so I'll do a separate video on ending of this series. So yeah guys, thanks again to all my Patreon supporters. Thank you guys. I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Video is too long, so I'm ending it abruptly. In my next video, I'll do an official ending to this entire series. Yeah, thanks guys. Talk to you guys in my next episode. Bye.